The next point of education to review is closeouts on jump shots. Here, the defensive player, LaMelo Ball, was correctly assessed a flagrant foul penalty 1 for his reckless closeout on the shot attempt by the offensive player, Jason Tatum. The replays show that Ball closed out from a distance, and he did not provide space for Tatum to safely return to the floor. As the closeout was reckless, and there is a clear potential for injury, this was correctly ruled a flagrant foul, penalty 1. Let's review another example of a defensive foul on a closeout. We can see that the highlighted defensive player, Cade Cunningham, closes out toward the shooter, Terry Rozier. But the closeout by Cunningham is not reckless, and the subsequent contact made by Cunningham is to the leg of the shooter, and Rozier is not undercut. To be clear, this is still a defensive foul for this leg-to-leg contact, but it is not a flagrant foul. The final play in this section is an example of a legal closeout by a defensive player. The highlighted defender, Grant Williams, closes out on a three-point attempt by the shooter, Jared McCain, but Williams jumps to the side of the offensive player, avoiding any contact, and also staying out of the shooter's landing space. This play was correctly deemed to be a no call, as this is a legal closeout by the defensive player. The final point of education to review is flopping. On this first example, the highlighted offensive player, Scottie Pippen Jr., falls to the floor in an exaggerated and theatrical manner following minimal contact with his defender, Ryan Rupert. As Pippen's reaction was inconsistent with the nature of the contact, a flopping violation was correctly called and a non-unsportsmanlike technical foul was assessed. The next play in this section will show an example of a flopping violation that was assessed post-game, but should have been called during the game. The highlighted defensive player, Zach Collins, reacts to marginal contact by his opponent, Julius Randle, by spinning and falling backwards and extending his arms out in a theatrical manner. Collins' reaction was exaggerated, and it was inconsistent with the contact that occurred on the play. A flopping violation should have been called on this play, and a non-unsportsmanlike technical foul needed to be assessed. Next, we will see an example where a flopping violation would not be assessed. The highlighted offensive player, Devin Booker, attempts a three-point field goal, and the defensive player, James Harden, challenges the shot. After the shot is released, Booker sits down in a reflexive action, but his reaction is not exaggerated, nor is it theatrical, and therefore no flopping penalty was needed nor assessed here. We will finish the video with another example where a flopping violation would not be assessed. Here, the highlighted defensive player, Garrison Matthews, reacts to marginal contact with the offensive player, De'Aaron Fox, by sitting down on the floor. But as Matthews' reaction is not exaggerated, nor is it theatrical, no flopping penalty was needed here, nor was one assessed.